20 minutes yesterday and his knee started hurting. During or after? Only after, okay. And did it last for more than 2 hours, the discomfort? Really? Because today you're talking about it? Okay. So what should we do? Remember from the chapter? Decrease intensity, right? Were you running fast?
No. 5.5.
Ah, that was
Started in concrete.
I don't know if it is or not. Supposedly, like the treadmill's supposed to have a little bit of give. I'm gonna run this under some more water. So you could decrease, have you recently increased to 30 minutes or you always do 30 minutes?
Always the third.
So, there's some research that shows a shorter stride length and increased cadence, so like short choppy steps tend to be, a little bit better for a person in pain, especially if they're running. Of course, that's short in relative to you, because you compare my stride length to yours. I'm not suggesting that you should shorten yours to mine.
Yeah. I think the proof was decreasing.
I think it's the
Don't you say don't run. That's not the answer. Is that what you're going to say?
Trying not to, I gotta prepare for the potential zombie apocalypse.
Do you have hives everywhere you're supposed to cold?
Hives?
Yeah, okay. Have you ever had blood clotting in response to cold? How about blood in your urine in response to cold? Okay, do you have renal? I think that covers it. Yeah, okay. All right, so I have the towel positioned so that, wait, where does your knee hurt? I'm making an assumption. Okay. I have the towel positioned so that it's gonna catch the drips of cold water because that's gonna be uncomfortable. So first this is going to be then it's probably gonna feel kind of burning and then it'll be done. But, the nice thing is that when it's not, it won't hurt, you know? So this helps to decrease inflammation. Is it puffy here? Yes. I was holding the ice, you see. So if you don't have the fancy cups, then a lot of times people use a styrofoam cup and they just freeze a cup of water and then you just tear away the styrofoam so that you can expose the ice. But be careful about jagged edges of the styrofoam because it hurts. Even though obviously it's not going to actually hurt the person, like cause them damage, it's not comfortable. So let me know when it's burny. This is like there's not a lot of meat here. The bone is pretty superficial, so it's going to go ache to the bone ache. Usually we do a circle, but with this structure, if I do a circle, I'm going to come up onto his patella, which I guess is not necessarily a bad thing, but it seems a little bit unnecessary. So this is when we can talk about, we can do some education. You had mentioned shoes. Are you running in these?
No.
Oh, thank goodness.
Running in Brooks, but I think they're more so than walking than running, so I need to find Aces or something.
Well, Brooks can be really good for running, but not all Brooks are good for running. So, my first bout with plantar fasciitis, I was wearing Brooks, but they were cheap Brooks, and they were, I don't remember the name of them, but they didn't have good support. So I think every brand has a good running shoe. Probably every brand has a good running shoe for you, but they also have a lot of good running shoes that are not for you, because everybody's different.
Feeling that ache up.
Sometimes you can tell because you look at the, he's not as quite as smiley, like that's a fake smile right now. Or you see just like, yeah, like it changes to a grimace, or, yeah. Oh, we're freezing your emails, so that's what's happening. It'll be frozen and it all will be well with the world. do a little research on treadmill versus concrete versus grass versus sand.
I mean, track is pretty good. Whenever I ran the track, it was fun.
Like a rubber track. Those are pretty good too now. They're owned by lots of people. Unless you have connections. Alright, ooh, he definitely has some vasoconstriction going on right in the center of where I'm doing this. If you wanna come see, there's like, this is all really pale,
And
like
what
the
is-
center of it.
You see it?
Can you see it? No. Can you see it? Oh, man, you probably can't really see it.
Yes.
So there's basically just a really pale circle, and then outside of that circle is red. I mean, not really red, but there's some vasodilation. So his body's trying to achieve homeostasis, and it can't in the center here because there's a lot of overlapping. So this vasoconstriction is, significant where the ice is hitting it most, and then outside of that, the body's like, all right, let me warm this tissue so that we don't have frostbite. But what we'll find actually over time is it's gonna all become erythemic. So, do you see the difference in his demeanor? Okay. So now it is enough. So if we were going to do some mean intervention right now, we could. But with you already being in pain, I don't think we need to do that.
Crazy part is
Is that where
I
it
got
hurts?
2 scars.
Is this where it hurts though?
Yeah.
So, the generic term for that, sorry, this hand's full, is runner's knee.